Yo, what up, everybody? Is now listening to the SMFH podcast. That's SMFH, sports, music, fashion, and happenings. Not shaking my fucking head. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back. This is episode 1 of season 2. We are back in the building.
We back.
Of course, with me, let me introduce myself first. Sorry, Stevie J, your favorite host. Obviously, with me to my right, we got Shan in the building.
Hey.
Shan, what up, girl? How you been?
I'm on this side of the grave.
Yeah, hey, I like that. I can't complain. I'm on this side of the grave.
Yeah.
And of course, to my left, my guy Wood in the building also.
What up?
All right, and ladies and gentlemen, today is a special episode because we have a special guest with us today. This gentleman, a lot of you might already know him, but Mr. Micah White, also known as comedian Bam-Bamm, and that's Bam-Bamm.
That's right.
2 M's. Get it right.
Right.
What's happening, man? Glad to be on episode 1, season 2.
Hey, we appreciate you giving us the time, man.
You know, when you get into season 2, that means like you almost made it.
Hey, we made it past the pilot.
Yeah. No, but y'all getting along. Like when you're on the season 2, you're like, okay,
most
I got some people I'm working with that I like. You know, season 2 don't happen a lot, not because the product ain't good.
Right.
Niggas can't get along.
Right. No, seriously.
This is good.
No, we good. No drama yet.
That's
No drama
Yeah.
yet. Yeah.
But you got to get through the drama though. The drama is the test.
Something gonna
The
happen.
drama is the test. When you get on the other side of that and you just look at that person, you're like, you know what? I do fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? In spite of. I still want to give my life. I still want to rock
That's when you know
with
it's
you.
real. It's like a marriage.
It ain't
like a
until
marriage.
then.
Well,
Let
know
it
it's
do
real when the checks start rolling.
Oh.
That's when things
Yeah.
change.
Right. Well, how much you get paid? Wait, my check ain't.
Man.
Hold on.
But no, hey, Bam, let me introduce you properly, sir.
Man.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, Micah Bam-Bamm White. He spent over 20 years in the entertainment industry as a stand-up comedian. He's also a host and a philanthropist. He's performed in 4 countries in over 80 cities and 30 U.S. states. He's the go-to guy for corporate comedy, as well as also with his philanthropy. He's also been involved with 30 nonprofit organizations, 20 colleges, doing everything, again, from stand-up to hosting to delivering the commencement addresses. This man is very tenured, if y'all haven't caught that yet. Micah, I'm going to call you Micah right now while we're doing the introduction. Micah is also the founder of RVA
Let me
Has
sit up
Talent.
there. Hold on.
Yeah, sit up your problem. He's the host or the founder of RVA Has Talent, which creates collaborations between local artists and nonprofits in the greater Richmond community. From that, he's also developed an initiative that allows inmates at the Richmond City Jail to hone creative abilities and equips them with tools for gainful employment after incarceration. Michael White is a man who loves everyone, as y'all can see him sitting here right now. And he strives to give those who are less fortunate and always makes it a point to pat people on the back for the accomplishments that they have. He just patted Shan. That is great. Not only will he be remembered as possibly one of the funniest men to ever touch earth, but he will also, and most importantly, be remembered not for what he did for his life, but what he did for the lives of others. Through his various efforts, White's mission is simple: to use comedy and entertainment to find common ground by bridging racial, religious, socioeconomic, and generational gaps. Ladies and gentlemen, Micah Bam-Bamm White.
Damn, bro, you need to run for president.
Hey, I've never been so proud of myself.
Let me pat you on the back.
Word. Welcome, man. Thank y'all for having me, man. Thanks
Clearly,
for
I got
having
to
me,
do
bro.
more with my life because
Right.
Nah, man, I'm just bored. ADD. We didn't have alphabet back in the days to let us know what we really had mentally.
Yeah.
But I got some shit. I got some alphabets. I don't know which one I got. ADD, ODHD.
Oh wait,
ADM,
I forgot something also. I forgot, ladies and gentlemen, Mike has also been on tour with Gary Owen. He's hosted and performed aboard the Tom Joyner Foundation Fantastic Voyage. And he's also appeared in Denzel Washington's Unstoppable. Y'all remember that movie Unstoppable? The Train. And on Lifetime Network's Army Wives.
Now, let me put
I wanted to
things-
ask you about Army Wives.
I can talk about, of course, about both, but let me put things in perspective, okay? Because, you can tell people in the hood that you've been in the movie, and if you really have, then it doesn't matter what your part was. They just hype you was in the movie.
Right.
But when you talk to real folk, you got to put things into context. So I'm in the movie. I got the check and the check stub to prove it. I didn't even cash the check. That's how much I did not get paid.
Oh, you rich.
Wow.
No.
Cash a check.
No. $12 you say that you frank. It was a little bit more than $12, but it's in context of what other people was making, But in order for you to know that I'm in the movie, what you have to do is in the Hooter scene, I'm gonna have to put on the same. Call me when you're watching the movie. And I'm gonna go home, put on the same shirt I had on that day, and I'm gonna come and sit in the same position that I was sitting in the movie. Then when you get to that part, I'm gonna pause it and circle myself.
Okay.
And you can kind of line me up with the nigga that's in the movie. You'll be like, that is that nigga right there. And it's me. It's
So
me.
wait, $12? That's all you got?
No, I think I got paid. The crazy thing is, so you get paid. The thing with movies is you get paid. I would have gotten paid. Let me say everybody get their own deal. I would have gotten paid in accordance to had my scene been put into the movie.
Right. Okay.
So
Okay.
my speaking scene ended up getting cut. So at that point, I got an extras pay. I
Do
didn't
they
get.
know who you are? They
Huh?
cut your speakers.
I don't really think they
know
gave
who
me
you
that.
are?
I don't really think they care who I was. I don't think they came to talk to me about who I was. They just made their little decisions.
You're just another guy on set.
They
Hey.
just needed an extra.
They just
They just
that's
somebody to fill in the position.
yeah.
That's it.
So they cut the talking part out, but they kept me in as an extra. But yeah, so I was in the movie. I was on set all day, hung out with Chris Pine and the
Nice.
12 Hooters girls that I was in the scene with.
Oh, that
We all hung out in Pittsburgh that night after we finished filming. Yeah,
probably a
so
good time.
it was still a good night. It was still a good night. Yeah.
12 Hooters girls?
Yeah, what they did, they flew in the 12 calendar Hooters girls from that year to be in that part,
had
in that
top
scene.
notch Hooters girls. These not the ones at the, at the
No
local.
average Joe.
No, these
Broad
were,
Street
these
Hooters.
were
Top notch.
for that year.
They made the calendar.
You know, things change. Sandwiches years go by, things change. But for that year, they were top of the game.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
And Army Wise was we filmed that in Charleston, South Carolina.
So were you a husband on that? That's
Nah,
what's
I was a boyfriend in Army Wives. And here's the crazy thing. Let me say this. And I'm gonna shout out my man Belton. So my dude Belton, he's from Richmond.
Okay.
He cuts hair.
Okay.
So Belton was the barber on The Wire. And he was also one of the police officers in The Wire, one of the state troopers in The Wire.
Okay.
So Belton now was cutting hair for Army Wives. Well, I had a show in Charleston. I knew Belton was there, so I was like, "Yo, I'm coming through. Just see what the set is like." He introduces me to the director. The director was like, "Keep talking." So I kept talking. He said, "We want you in the show."
Yeah.
So I ended up getting in the show that day. I'm not making this up. I go to Pittsburgh. I'm going for the Pittsburgh Steelers game because my boy James Ferrier was playing for the Steelers at
Okay,
the
yeah, he was a
time.
linebacker. Yeah.
Now Belton is now cutting hair for Unstoppable.
Wow.
So, and I'm like, where y'all filming? They had just left New York. He was like, we filming at this Hooters, which was right outside of Pittsburgh.
Right.
So I said, so I'm coming through. I came through, met the director. He said, keep talking. He said, we putting you in. That's literally how I got in both of those particular movies because of my dude Belton.
Oh,
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Belton.
Yeah.
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 So I just want to put
You owe Belton.
It's in context now.
You owe him
Everybody
$12.
knows. And you know you can't get paid till I cash that check. So
Oh, that's why the check. I
You'll
don't know
never
why the
cash
check
it. You'll
hasn't
never
been
cash
cashed. Belton, you're not getting paid if you're listening.
yeah. So shout out to Belton. But yeah, that's how I got in, man.
Nice.
Yep.
Well, yeah, man. Like you said at the beginning, we appreciate you being on today.
Think about it,
You know,
man. This is dope.
I didn't realize until I introduced you how special you really are. So
Man, God
You know.
is special. I think He just uses us, man. You know, if you open yourself up, you know, you just know. It's crazy, man, to stand around. Like, I don't believe me right now. Not in me. I believe in me. But
know what
when
you
I
mean.
just think
Yeah.
about the things that God has allowed me to do, you know, but at the same time, I don't really turn around and look at it too much because I'm so busy after what I know God got for me. So, you know, so it's cool to hear it sometimes. It's a blessing, but it's all in perspective. I'm the son of a crackhead from Birmingham, Alabama. Wasn't raised by his mother. Fucking grandmother adopted me so I wouldn't go in the foster care system. Nigga, this ain't supposed to happen to me.
damn,
Nice.
you made it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Right.
But I mean, it's God. I mean, you got to know what it is. I think I love people. I think my intentions are well, which is why God keeps using me. But yeah, I mean, but I know what it is. I know exactly what it is. Yeah,
Nice.
I know. I just made this all somber and shit.
Yeah, they got a little heavy, man. We had to
My
come
bad. I'm
back.
just saying. I go from God to
Like
somber.
you
and
slipped
shit,
that
you know?
in so fast. I was like, boom, it hit me. Like,
But no, yeah, just want to put it in perspective.
okay, no, I appreciate that perspective, man. So, Bam, like you mentioned, obviously, you've said I've been listening. God is dope 4 times already.
What?
So, and I've been mentally counting. And I
Okay.
know recently you shifted your approach to your comedy routine, stand up.
Yeah.
Talk about that. Like, what caused you to switch that up, and what was the reasoning behind that?
So I'm gonna kind of go through it, but at any time anybody get a question,
Because you used to be
just
raunchy.
cut me off.
Okay.
You used to
Cut
be
me off,
raunchy.
yeah.
Okay.
It could be any question because I don't want to just babble off. I want us to talk. But I think when I first started doing comedy, I mean, we had the examples we had with like Def Jam and Comic View. You know what I'm saying? So, and what happens is when you only have this type of image of comedy, that you're locked into thinking this is what comedy is. And so you watch the people that get the prizes doing it that way. So you try to do it that way to get the prize that they got.
Right.
Because you really don't have no idea what else is out there.
Right.
And I think, so I started that way, like everybody else. You know, white people do this, black people do this. You know, bend over, bitch, let me grab you. You know, all that. Just whatever people want to hear, you know?
Right.
And then I started looking around. I'm like, man, there's some people. So I started doing comedy. Things were going great. Ricky Smiley got me started in Birmingham, Alabama, at Reed's Lounge.
Isn't he from down there
March
too?
24th. Yeah, he's from Birmingham. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
When I moved to Richmond, I was living in Ricky's apartment. He had bought a house, so I subleased his apartment, and then I moved to Richmond from there.
Oh, wow.
So y'all are cool then.
That's my dude. Yeah, he got me started. Yeah. Man, me and Ricky used to ride around Birmingham and just crack on people. We walked through the mall, man, and just we would stand in front of like a store, it'd be like a painting.
Yeah.
I mean, this nigga standing there for like 20 minutes, man, just roasting the painting, saying what the people are saying to each
So
other.
he really is always on.
He's always
It
on.
seems like
He's
one of those
always
cats that's
on.
always on.
He's always on.
Yeah.
This is a good brother. Has a great heart too, man. And Ricky had one of the craziest stories, like when he got shot. Y'all heard about when Ricky got shot?
No, I never knew.
Yeah, Ricky got shot.
Wait, not Ricky from Boys in the Hood.
This was before I started doing comedy. But
gangbanging or something?
no, Ricky is not even close to a gangster. Ricky ain't got no bang in him at all. No knock on me, but you know. What it is somebody, he was in a phone booth. This before cell phone days. This is beeper days.
Oh yeah.
So his beeper go off, I guess, and he's in a phone booth, and another dude is in another phone booth who's arguing with this other guy. So the guy that he's arguing with was like, yo, nigga, I'll shoot you. And the dude was like, yeah, I guess you ain't gonna do shit. So he shot Ricky to prove to the nigga he was arguing with that he will shoot you.
Well, damn.
Wait, so Ricky was an example.
And that's how Ricky got shot.
Yeah, that's how stuff go in Birmingham.
Yeah.
Niggas got points to prove.
Right.
You don't think I'm gonna shoot you? Boom, I shot this guy.
Right. Now what?
You next.
Oh my God, yeah. So
Ricky took one for somebody he didn't
Ricky
even know.
took one for somebody he didn't even know. Yeah.
I'm glad he's still with us.
And when he was in the hospital, of course, Ricky was always funny, but there's always that silver lining. When he got into the hospital, that's when a lot of people started pouring love out to him, and then all of a sudden after that, things started happening for him.
Okay.
Now I'm sure without that, things would have happened for him anyway, because Ricky was rolling.
Right.
But and I think that kind of changed the way he looked at life. Not to talk so much about Ricky, but to compare what I'm thinking to that is once you experience a lot, you start to change things.
Right.
When I got back from LA, I had been doing comedy on the road for like 9 years in a row. Like I was on the road like at least 45 weeks a year.
Damn.
Wow.
So I was paying for storage in LA. I wasn't really.
Yeah.
So I had finally saved up enough money to stay home for like 6 months. I'm gonna stay in LA, do pilot season, hit these clubs, yada yada yada. I was doing well in LA, and then I started a comedy college in Hawaii. I flew back from Hawaii. My roommate knocked on my door. He was like, "Yo, is water supposed to be coming out the plugs and the lights?" I was like, "Man, I don't think water and electricity go together."
Right. That don't even sound.
And I go,
My son's 5. He know that don't mix.
bruh. So I go in the kitchen, and our whole condo is just getting flooded out, and there's nothing we can do about it.
Man.
Wow.
So we running around trying to find out what's going on. Dude, 2 floors that busted the pipe. He can't find the water shut off. So we got flooded out. Long story short, I'm moving from LA to New York, supposed to be in Richmond for 3 days. I've been there for 7 years. And that's literally how I got back to Richmond.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I came to perform at the Funny Bone for my birthday, had written a business plan to open up my own theater, started having meetings about my business plan. One thing led to another. Now I'm still here in Richmond.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
So I say all that to say, after being through all that, starting in Birmingham but moving to Richmond the same year, and then ended up coming back to Richmond sort of like where you started in a sense, you started to replay this shit like, all right, God be like, be still for a minute. Now you just look back at everything that you just did. Look at the result of it. Look at what it turned into. Look what you can use, what you can't use. Look at what was working for the cats that was getting it. Look what wasn't working for the niggas that thought they was getting it.
Right.
And then you make your plan. And so now the shift is coming from kind of looking back
Right.
at that. And that pertains to my comedy,
Right.
who I go after. My goal right now is to go straight corporate. So most of my shows now are corporate. Because...
And explain for folks that are listening that might not know what that means.
Oh, corporate comedy, I do so much. In corporations, the one thing I think that people forget the most is the humanity of it.
Mm-hmm.
So they bring in different types of entertainment to add humanity to the corporate setting. Team building is done through entertainment. What else is done through entertainment? You can get messages across. Like I do some corporate stuff to where if it's the president talking about it, it's going to be mundane. But if it's me talking about it and I infuse it into my comedy, then they get able to get that point across. So we become, there's so many different itemized ways to do corporate comedy. Okay. It's not about just going in and tap dancing. Right. So I do a thing called How to Turn Your Customer, Your Coworker into a Human. That's comedy infused. I also host Family Feud for different, so Altria fly me out to Baltimore, which they did fly me out to Baltimore. Like I drive, but they, whatever. So, to do Family Feud for like 300 different execs from all over the U.S. that they brought in. Dominion Energy flies me in to another conference that they had because they had a speaker that was talking about the Me Too movement. And it was at the end of their seminar. That was 4 days, but they didn't want the employees to leave like that. Right. Okay. So I did comedy at the end so that they could leave. So just so many different ways. I just did Philip Morris's Christmas party. Here's the thing, I could do one corporate show and make more money than I could do 20 of those shows when I was on the road.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So then you start to buy time back.
So that was God telling you to shift there. It's clear that you were wasting your
But now you got to shift your comedy too.
Right.
Because I can't do what I was doing at this spot at Dominion Energy. Yeah, that's two different. So now it's like, I get my time back. Then I started thinking about it. Two things I hated working when I had a job. Nigga, I hated working at night and I hated working on weekends.
Preach.
So think about that. I'm doing comedy.
Yeah.
I'm working every night and I'm working every weekend. Right. The fuck?
Yeah.
So I gotta change that.
Okay.
So now I work 10 o'clock in the morning, 10:30. The people come to work. I do my comedy 11 o'clock. I'm out.
So your comedy is during business hours.
During business hours. Yeah.
So how does that work? How do you get connected with all these different companies?
So the way that I give my secret away, man, and I told other comics this, the way that I did it, when I came back to Richmond, I started my own business. Right. When I started my own business, I joined the Chamber of Commerce. When I joined the Chamber of Commerce, I realized that there were many businesses, but there were no comedians. So instead of marketing myself as just my business, I marketed myself as a comedian. Gotcha. So then a company, the Chamber itself, was like, we need you to speak in front of this forum group. The forum group is the most financial powerful group we have here in Richmond, Virginia. But they needed somebody of diversity to be at the table to speak to this group. They needed a brother. And they needed a brother that could speak. And by me being a comedian, I'm a natural communicator now. I'm better than what I was when I first started. So an opportunity came up. They put me in front of the most powerful financial source of people in the whole city. So it was like, for me, it was like, hey, look, for them, it was what they needed. Right. So I was looking at where do I go to really now market myself? Because I tell cats all the time, nigga, when your price change, your customer got to change too. Yeah, absolutely. You can't raise your price and try to sell shit to the same people. Exactly. Right. So now your marketing got to change.
Yep.
So, and that's,
I understand that.
Yeah. So that's how I kind of got into corporate comedy.
Okay.
Yeah.
So speaking of you being a comedian, this happens to every comedian. Have you ever bombed on stage? Shit. What happened? What did you do?
Oh my God, dude! Let me tell you, man. Oh man, let me tell you, it's the worst feeling you ever had.
You got hit with an Apollo hook.
I don't know which one is worse, bombing or watching somebody bomb. As a comedian, I don't know which one is worse. Because being on stage, I guess to some extent, you just feel like and hope that you still have a chance. When you watching somebody bomb, you're like, nigga, you ain't got no chance. So just give it up. You know what I'm saying? I bombed. I'll never forget the first time I bombed was in Atlanta, Georgia. Wanda Smith. She had a comedy room straight out of Miami. Wanda with the gold teeth. She had a comedy room called Cafe Echelon. Okay. And I had just started doing comedy, and I was 20 years old. So I wasn't even really old enough to be in there yet. Yeah. You know, and I put on, I never forget, I put on these these yellow pants.
Cross
I bought
color.
these
Yeah,
yellow
cross color
pants.
pants.
I know, they was like yellow pleated pants. And I had suspenders on these motherfuckers. And I had this blue button down shirt that I probably had for like 6 years. You know what I'm saying?
You were bright. You were bright doing
And I
that.
had some blue Sebagos. Y'all remember Sebagos?
Oh,
Y'all might not remember
yeah.
Sebagos. But I had road runner joints. Like, they weren't real Sebagos. They just looked like Sebagos. And I put on some goddamn basketball athletic socks. So I go from Birmingham to Atlanta, Georgia for my first road trip. I've been killing it in Birmingham, dressed to the T.
Yeah.
Man, I pull up. This joint was a 30 and up, like, dinner themed. Like, everybody was dressed up.
Yeah.
All black folk. So I get out the car.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bam-Bamm.
Oh my God. Man, I walked on stage and one brought me up and I walked on stage. And you ever seen somebody hold a glass and the way they turn around, you know you bothering them? You know what I'm saying? Like, as soon as they turn around, you know you in their way, you know what I'm saying? Because they were like, give it up for comedian Micah Bam-Bamm White. And they was like, so I was already in a hole.
You knew.
Yeah. And man, I tried to do that show, man. And after my first joke, I laughed. Nobody else laughed at all. Not even my friends that came with me.
They abandoned ship
So
right quick.
after about 3 minutes, man, I look over my friends like, yo, y'all ain't gonna laugh at nothing. And my boy, he was just like, he just looked at me like no. And I'm like,
He giving you the signal.
like, so then I just look back at the people, and the people just looking at me. And here's what's worse than being booed. It's nobody saying nothing. Just looking at you.
Silence.
That's what, I'd rather you boo me to let me know,
Right.
you need to figure this out. When they're not saying, they just looking at you, you just keep talking. And after like 3 or 4 minutes, Wanda Smith was like, all right, babe. She was way in the kitchen. I heard, all right, baby.
Oh, man.
I said, well, thank y'all. And I didn't go by Micah Bam-Bamm. I was just Bam-Bam at the time. I was like,
Okay.
thank y'all, I'm Bam-Bam. And as soon as I said I'm Bam-Bam, they didn't clap or nothing. They didn't come back and talk to me.
That's what I was like. Anyway, did they at least clap?
And so then Wanda Smith came over to me. She a G, love you, Wanda, because she came over to me. She was like, baby, it happens. I can tell that's the first time that probably ever happened to you. I'm going to do what a lot of people wouldn't do right now. I'm going to pay you your money. And she paid me my $50 that I was supposed to get paid.
Hey, that's
So shout out to
stand-up.
Wanda.
Hey, Wanda's a stand-up girl.
She could have G'd me that night. And I had every right to be G'd if she could G. But yes, it happens to us, dog. And you just got to figure out how to deal with it.
Sheesh.
Build from it. That's why you got to really want to do this, man.
Yeah.
Because it's just like anything in life. I tell motherfuckers all the time, you got to do what you really love doing, because the only way you'll go through the bullshit is if you really, really love what you do.
Right.
If you don't really love what you do, the bullshit pop up, you're going to find a way to get out of it.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're going to find a way to fold.
Yeah.
So that you got to really love what you do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because them boos, man, that shit hurt.
Now, after that, it hasn't been no other shows like that, or has it?
Not every show is always as great as the other.
Okay.
But I've learned after 24 years of doing this how to at least make people enjoy themselves. Even if they might not go crazy, they might not knee slap, they might not laugh out loud, but when the show's over with, they didn't mind sitting there
Right.
for 45 minutes.
Yeah.
But the boos, I don't know if I could take a boo today. It's been too long.
It's been too long.
Yeah.
It's been too long. I don't know if I can. Now, I've had quiet shows, I've had shows that didn't go that well. I'm not saying that, but boos, I don't know if I can.
So
take
if you was
Yeah.
if you was at a corporate event, I think like if they're not feeling you and you're bombing, I think that they would be nice. So has there ever been a situation where you bombed at a corporate event? Because it just seems like they would be nice and just laugh at everything.
Right.
I've never bombed at a corporate event, and here's why. I think corporate events, a lot of people think they're harder. They're harder as it pertains to the verbiage you have to use.
Right.
They're not harder as it pertains to connecting to people, because people don't get their energy at work. So when you're there to bring them that type of energy to work, they ready to have a good time. We're at work.
They're open to it.
We're at work, and this
Yeah.
dude is here to help us have a good time. So we're going to make him funny. You know what I mean?
People
So
gonna
I
make
think
it
it's different than what, like when I do a lot of Capital One stuff where you are, but Capital One uses me primarily for the youth programs that they do. So you're thinking about Saturday mornings, 250 kids, and Capital One is telling these kids that here's gonna hand the mic to somebody they should listen to. It's actually not that bad,
Right.
Right.
But you do that with Madil now. Madil turning 60, everybody in town, You know, Uncle and them been drinking since 3:30 this morning.
Right.
They ain't went to sleep yet. The party at 7 o'clock at night, and now you got to hand this dude to the mic and tell the family they can't talk to each other to listen to this nigga.
Right.
That's hard right there.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, but some people would think that's easier.
Yeah.
It's not.
Okay.
Because you got to be funnier than the funniest person in the family.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Oh, yeah.
That is
Pretty
true.
much.
That is true. Because
Pretty
there's an
much.
uncle there or aunt that's funny,
Yeah.
and everybody knows they're funny. And if you're not at that level,
So what I do is I always ask the people, who's that person? So then they tell me, and then I involve them in my show.
Oh, that's
I'm not going to battle with
smart.
you. I'm going to use you.
Right.
Yeah, we about to do this together.
Right.
Yeah.
yeah, that's smart.
Yeah, so yeah, but I haven't gotten booed in a while. And corporate events are normally easier to do, as long as you know the verbiage. Now, you can say something in a corporate event that it's against the grain, and everybody fold.
Mm-hmm.
Because the thing is, it ain't
Has that
that
ever
they,
happened to you?
huh?
Has that ever happened to you?
Yes. But I didn't know that it had happened. I did a joke about little Johnny was sitting in class. Teacher said, I'm gonna say a quote. You heard me say this joke before. I'm gonna say a quote. You tell me who said the quote that I said. I'm gonna let you go home early. And she said, excuse me, first quote, who said this 7 years ago. The Johnny raised his hand. Teacher didn't say, Olivia jumped up and was like, Abraham Lincoln. Teacher like, Olivia can go home. The Johnny got mad. Teacher go, here we go, next quote. Who said this? I have a dream. But Johnny jumped up, raised his hand. And before he could say anything, Tasha jumped up. She was like, Martin Luther King. The Johnny like, damn, I knew that. She was like, Tasha, back your stuff up. You can go home. So the Johnny got real mad. So teacher says, student, we go, last quote. Who said this? Ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. The Johnny jumped up. He said, Jill. She said, Jill. Shanita jumped up. She said, John F. Kennedy. The Johnny like, I wish these women would shut up. Teacher said, who said that? He said, Bill Cosby. Can I go home? So I told that joke.
That one.
But it wasn't that.
Oh,
So
man.
when I told the joke, everybody started laughing. So under my breath, I say, hashtag me too. Under my breath.
Oh.
Now, I said that in a sense of Me Too won. Because Me Too got Bill Cosby locked up for raping women.
Right.
That's why he wants these women to shut up. Not to make fun of Me Too,
Right.
but this woman took it as if I was making a mockery of the Me Too movement.
Oh,
And wrote a letter.
Okay. Oh,
Damn.
And that's why I didn't know, but while I did the rest of my show, but that whole section over to the right, where she was sitting there, I found out who they were, where they were sitting.
Okay.
They stopped laughing
Oh,
for the rest of my
damn.
show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, only because they took, but that's why
That's
you don't
a
even.
misinterpretation.
It's a misinterpretation, but that's also why in corporate comedy, you got to really be mindful of what you say
Yeah.
because it's not what you say, it's how people hear it.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Speaking of bombing and booze, man. Y'all know Super Bowl. was
Bombing and
yesterday.
booze.
Yeah, bombing and booze.
That's a good transition, Steve. That's pretty
Hey, man, it's getting better. Super Bowl was yesterday though, and we got somebody at this table that bombed yesterday. I'm not gonna call him. I'm not even gonna look in the direction because he's unfortunately a 49ers fan.
I don't watch football
Super
anymore.
Bowls yesterday. The Kansas City Chiefs are now the reigning champs of the NFL. They defeated the San Francisco 49ers 31-20. They were down in the fourth quarter 20-10. San Francisco had the number one defense going into the Super Bowl. They were up 20-10, and they tricked the money up. They tricked it up. Jimmy G, who was supposed to be the savior, he didn't come through in the clutch. And Patrick Mahomes, like Shannon Sharp says, Patrick Mahomes boy, came through in the clutch, 21 unanswered points on the best defense in the league in the fourth quarter with the money on the line.
So the white man ain't the savior.
Shan, you're good. Bam, you're good.
I'm good.
You're Steelers fan.
Yeah.
I'm a Cowboys fan, but I wasn't playing yesterday. But there's one of us at this table.
Who can that be?
Well,
I don't watch football
you're
anymore.
repping with the gold and the burgundy on today, low key. So you're still wearing the colors.
This is maroon. This is plum. I have on a plum sweater.
What say you about your squad, dude? You got to give us something, man. You just knew that y'all were gonna win that game yesterday.
Yeah. I knew. We were up 20-10. But I mean, when you have a solid defense like that, you can't give up a lead like that. You just can't.
How do you think they gave the lead up?
They choked.
Do you think they choked?
They choked.
Right.
They,
Or was a
they
dude
quit.
by the name of Patrick Mahomes
Preach.
that is actually unstoppable?
Preach.
I mean, he's stoppable. He's stoppable.
Who stopped
We
him?
stopped him. We stopped him the whole first half.
Y'all slowed him down for 3 quarters.
Well, you can't stop him, but we slowed him down.
Yeah,
But if you have the best defense in the league, you shouldn't blow.
that pick
leads
was
like
thrown
that.
in the first half, wasn't it?
No, he threw one in the first half. No, they were both in the second half.
Yeah.
Because going into halftime, it was 10-10, and there were no turnovers yet.
The one in the second half was the
Both
one he
of them went in third quarter.
underthrew Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
And the other one went out Tyreek Hill's arm.
Right.
And when
And he threw the 2 picks within like 8 plays.
And that one, the one he threw, the first one I think was in field goal range.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Sherm showed his age too, bro.
Richard Sherman. That was your boy though, man. You told me Richard Sherman was gonna lead you to the promised land.
He did it.
I got to take a moment too to apologize to you because I realized looking back on the footage that I captured yesterday, I gave you a really hard time for losing. And I put you on camera. I was surprised we didn't fight because I put you on camera while it was fresh and raw. And I'm glad you didn't swing because I probably should have had my phone in your face.
I went in the bathroom and I wiped my face. And I came back after I got myself together and we just finished the party.
There you go.
He was a gracious host. He could have kicked everybody out because the party was at his house. He could have kicked everybody out Martin style when the Niners took that L, but he let everybody stay and enjoy.
You know, I just say again, Patrick Mahomes.
That boy unbelievable.
Yeah,
he is unbelievable.
He's great.
That dude, I mean, he's on his trajectory right now is something you haven't seen. Like, you have not seen this. He's only Dan Marino on steroids.
Only one other time have I acknowledged that someone is capable, not saying at the time that I said it that they are, but capable of being a GOAT. A GOAT.
Yeah.
And that's when I saw LeBron James his rookie year.
Oh, yeah.
I said he is capable of being what people could consider the greatest of all time. Mm-hmm. And I said that last year with Patrick Mahomes. He is good enough to be considered, if he keeps doing what he's doing, to be considered one of the greatest of all time.
Tell them what you told me earlier about your prediction for this past year.
Oh, last year
came true.
Yeah. When last year when Kansas City was going into the playoffs, I said they're gonna win the Super Bowl this year. I said, but if they don't, they're definitely winning the Super Bowl next year. And I was in people, they're not gonna win this year. And they, Andy Reid will find a way to mess it up.
Right.
I heard all these different things.
That was his MO.
I found that Patrick Mahomes was too good himself to mess it up. Like the boy is like he's different. He's a machine. He's a different person.
Yeah.
He reminds me of a hybrid of like he got a little bit of Randall Cunningham in him. He don't run like Vic. He run like a Randall Cunningham. Real safe, real smart, quick,
upright.
Slithery.
He runs upright.
And then I said he got a lot of Peyton Manning in him in the sense that he understands what it takes to run the scoreboard up. Mm-hmm. He himself understands how to look at a defense and run the damn scoreboard up.
Pick that defense right apart.
Yeah.
Once he figures it out.
But he has a brain of Patrick Mahomes. I don't think people yet really understand that he's probably smarter than any other quarterback we've ever seen. And Alex Smith spoke about him having a photographic memory and said that Patrick Mahomes can look at the right side of a field and immediately look away. But he's taking a picture of what's going on over there and let what happens happen over there. And as soon as he turned back, what he thought was going to happen happened. Alex Smith said he had never seen that in any quarterback in his life. He was pretty much saying Patrick Mahomes' first year in Kansas City, he knew it was going to be his last year in Kansas City.
Wow. Well, that's funny you say that because that same exact thing is said about LeBron James. They say he has on the court a photographic memory. And they say he literally will, like, say he's playing like the Sacramento Kings on a Tuesday in January. They have a rematch coming up in March. They play again. He'll take snapshots in his head of plays that the Kings are running during that game. And then when they play again, he can literally recall instantly those exact same plays, be a disruptor on defense or from an offensive standpoint, know how to break down their defense.
I believe it.
Because he saw the set and he is just ingrained in his head.
Yeah, I believe it.
His first coach, Paul Silas, who was the coach of the Cavs when he was drafted, said that he'd never seen a kid come into the league at that age with that type of instant recall and be able to apply it immediately on the court. And that's why a lot of his teammates were actually put off Bam when he first came in the league because he was just so much more advanced, but he was this 18-year-old kid.
It's hard for people to sit around motherfuckers that's smarter than them.
It is.
That ain't easy for people to do, man.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah.
And you new too?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Right. Talk about ego, right? Ego shot.
Yes, I bet that was for the people to accept, but you can't change it.
Yeah.
So because you can't change it, at some point you just got to get out the way and get in line.
Got to accept it. Yeah.
It is what it is. I know Wood and I, we had our conversations on who the GOAT is in the NBA. I got my goal. He think it's Jordan.
I do too.
Yeah, okay. Who you think?
Kobe.
You got Kobe. I don't think Kobe's in the conversation. Rest in peace, my brother.
Hey, you're getting good with the segues. That's a great segue. That was perfect. Shan, that was good. Because that was our next topic.
So why do you say Kobe?
Because I grew up in the Kobe era.
Okay.
Versus the Jordan. Like, I was younger, but I still knew that he was the GOAT. But 97, that's when Kobe got
96.
Yeah, I was like,
you were coming into your own.
yeah, like 11, 12. Now it's time for me to choose my own GOAT.
Because
I'm really looking at my brother and my cousins and who's the GOAT with them, not myself.
Got it.
You know,
Okay.
so,
Okay.
You know, it was just basically buying Jordan shoes and
because that's what they did.
Yeah. So I'm basically following behind them. I ain't got my own GOAT yet until Kobe came. So I'm in the Kobe era. And I know no disrespect to Jordan because I do think he is the GOAT.
Okay.
But
Right.
I'm still with the GOAT of in my era would be Kobe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's why I say Kobe.
That one hit me hard, bro.
Yeah.
The Kobe thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's been a week.
Yeah,
It's
that
been a
hit me
week,
hard.
literally,
Like,
so.
out of all the celebrities that passed, you know, rest in
Yeah.
peace to MJ, Prince, all the celebrities, this is the one time I actually shed a tear.
Yeah.
No, this will hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then his daughter, you know, his daughter passed too.
Gigi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a Jordan fan, but the only reason why it hit me so bad with Kobe is because, you know, I grew up with Kobe.
Literally.
He came in
Same
the league
age.
in '96. You know, I'm in high school. Kobe coming right out of high school, so I followed him his whole career. Versus Jordan, you know, when I start liking basketball, Jordan was that dude, and he was already established in his in his career, so
Right.
he was already that guy. But Kobe, like, I followed him, everything he did.
I think for me, the biggest impact was what hurt me the most. I understand death probably a little different, and we ain't gonna get into this, than what a lot of people probably feel or think of death. So I look at it as a transition. I think what hurt me is how much it hurt people,
Yeah.
and how much, his wife is hurting, how much his other two kids are hurting. Kobe and Gigi, they free. In the reality, in the grand scheme of things,
Right.
they're the ones that's actually not hurting. Now, the process of how traumatic the incident is, that hurts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I would not want to be this man in a situation where I have a daughter and be in a situation where something is happening and I actually cannot protect my daughter.
Right.
That hurt, man.
That's what made it real too.
It-
Like,
it-
Yeah.
because if you got kids, you know that feeling. And it's
Yeah.
like, you can only imagine what Kobe at that moment trying to probably protect his daughter, probably had her pressed up against her, holding her, and he knows that helicopter going down. Because I don't know if y'all saw the news reports, the autopsies came out today. So
No, I didn't see that.
they determined that all 9 victims, like, they died on impact. So it was quick, like,
Okay.
it was a quick incident. But at the time it impacted, the helicopter was going 186 miles per hour.
Yeah.
So it's no, I mean,
It was dropping at
instant.
I did read that. It was dropping at, it was going 186 miles per hour. It was dropping at
Right.
4,000 feet per minute.
Yeah, which is crazy. That's
And it
insane.
said so the fall lasted a little less than a minute, but
Right.
close to a minute.
Right.
Because they were trying to climb up to 8,000. But I mean, just that terror, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
only imagine. That's
I ain't
mean-
even trying to imagine.
Yeah.
Come on.
Ooh.
And before we continue too, I mean, obviously Kobe and Gigi were on that helicopter also, but the other families that were impacted,
of course.
obviously
Yeah.
John Altobelli, Carrie Altobelli, his wife, their daughter, Alyssa Altobelli. You also had Christina Mauser, who was the assistant coach on the Mama's team. Sarah Chester and her daughter Peyton, who was another player on the team. And then obviously the pilot, R.L. Bryant. So those are the 9 folks.
From what I read, they said it's one of the best pilots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kobe
Yeah.
used
That's
them
around.
multiple times.
Yeah.
Like,
So it wasn't no,
A lot of people use them, and
Yeah.
everybody has said something great about him.
yeah.
Right. Well, he was an instructor too. So he was an instructor. He was teaching people how to fly helicopters. So I mean, the dude had hours. He was.
No, he was legit.
Yeah.
I mean, you flying that much influence around you're legit.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, for
Right.
that long.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, I saw people making comments like, "Well, why wasn't he driving?" And like this and that. I'm like, folks, y'all have to understand. Kobe has been flying in helicopters for 20 years.
Right.
That's how he got around LA.
Yep.
Or if you ever been to LA and you've been stuck in LA,
Man.
Right,
you
right.
already know what time it is.
Right.
Helicopter it
Yeah,
is.
right. But Kobe made that decision so he could spend more time with his family.
Yep.
Like that's why he was flying in the helicopters, because he can get that time with his kids. And I mean, that thing, that is one of those incidents. Like, you remember exactly where you were. It was a quiet Sunday afternoon. You know, you prepping for, the Grammys and all that stuff that's getting ready. And it's like, boom, that just happens. And literally, I sat on the couch in my living room. I did not move until 1 a.m. in the morning. Like, I literally was on my couch for almost 9 hours. I couldn't move. And like, my wife and I shed a tear together. Like, it was just because we looked at our 2 boys. You know what I'm saying? And when it happened, both of them were napping. And I immediately went in their room, looked at them, made sure they were okay, and then went back and sat on that couch. And it's just like, it just hit you, because like Wood made the point. We all grew up with Kobe.
Yeah.
Kobe's a year older than me. You know what I'm saying? So when he came in the league, he came in the league at 17 in 1996. I was 16.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at this dude who just went to the prom with Brandy.
Oh, I was
and I'm
so
like,
bad.
yo, how you go to the prom with Brandy?
Hating on
And
Kobe
he in the
so
league.
bad.
And like, literally, and that's what I say to this day. I'm a Jordan fan first. That's my guy. That's the GOAT. But I grew up with Kobe, and I always respected him. And what I tell people too, like, and I didn't think about this until this happened, but growing up, when Kobe first came in the league, I actually did not like him.
Yeah, he was.
I didn't like him because I felt like he was
arrogant.
copying Jordan.
He was
and I didn't
arrogant.
want anybody to copy Jordan. I'm like, yeah, that's just disrespectful. Why are you trying to be that man? But then I actually had a turning point with Kobe. It was actually in 2010. So that's how long it took before I turned over. But in 2010, or actually it was 2009, it was this NBA Finals against the Celtics. And that was right when Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, and Ray Allen got together. I couldn't stand them.
And
I hate the Celtics more than anything.
And that's when they
That's
hurt.
your squad, right?
That's when they hurt. Yeah, that's my squad.
Oh,
that's when they hurt Perkins and hurt Rajon Rondo.
Right,
Early
right.
up in the, yes.
So, but when that series happened, I was rooting against y'all heavy. And when Kobe
Fair enough.
lost, like, that sort of actually brought me, because I found myself indirectly rooting for Kobe and the Lakers. And then that loss, when I saw him after that game, was it Game 7?
Did they have Shaq?
Yeah.
When they had Game 7 when the Celtics
Celtics
won.
had Shaq, but we didn't play him.
Okay.
Yeah,
he
but like
wasn't.
Shaq wasn't a contributor at that point, not in 2010.
Okay.
But when they lost, the tears that Kobe cried when he was walking off that court and still dapping up KG, dapping up Paul Pierce, dapping up Ray Allen, Rondo, all those dudes, I was like, okay, this guy really cares, yo. Like, I gotta loosen up on this guy. And then they came right back the next year and they won the chip against Orlando. And then in a rematch against the Celtics. And, I saw in that rematch in 2010, that's when the rematch happened.
Okay, and that's when Perkins got hurt.
That's
I'm
when
sorry,
Perkins
the
got
first
hurt.
time.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But in that rematch, I was rooting heavy for the Lakers and Kobe to beat the Celtics. And that's when I realized, okay, I respect this dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, he won me over. And
Kobe's
like,
never, as a player, never won me over.
Never?
I always thought Kobe was a special player. But I thought I never saw him as the everything player. I've always saw him as this niche player that was extremely good at his niche, defensively and offensively. His niche on offense was scoring. His niche on defense, he was an antagonizer. He would break your behind down because you just one guy had a grit that he had. He was going
He was
going to
gonna play
out
harder than
psyche you. You know what I mean? Because he was going to play harder than you. But I never saw him as the game's great. I just saw him as a great in his capacity.
Right.
Now, his impact as it pertains to the Lakers and the championship that won, major impact.
Right.
But I think when I look at GOATs, I do look at a Jordan. I do look at definitely a LeBron. I look at a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I look at a Magic Johnson. I look at a Bill Russell. I look at those type greats. You know what I mean? And for me, I'm LeBron, and I went through the Jordan era.
Right.
I went through the Kobe era, and I'm in this new era with LeBron. So I done seen all three.
Right.
I would choose LeBron. I do think a lot of people throw stuff out there about LeBron that, and everything they throw out about him, I'm like, it's nullified.
Right.
You're buying into the media hype about the narratives they create about this
Bayless is
dude.
of the world.
But I can nullify every argument you have. Oh, you don't want him to take the last shot. Who has the most last shots in the history of the NBA
Who has the
playoffs?
best percentage?
LeBron
of final
James.
shots,
Who has
right.
the highest percentage? LeBron James.
Yeah.
So those items, they're nullified.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
you know, but don't come to me telling me that Barkley the greatest. Then we don't even have a conversation at that point.
Conversation over.
Yeah, conversation
Right.
over. Because I only think there's a few you can, we can walk away from the table and have a disagreement. I'm like, I respect where he at though.
Yeah.
That's legit
Yeah.
argument.
And see, this is my thing with Kobe. This is when I started respecting Kobe. Is like, of course, he got Shaq. They start winning chips, and then as soon as Shaq left, I'm like, okay.
Now we're gonna
Now
see.
we're gonna do
Let me see what you're gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
And he won more championships without Shaq.
And took
He
the
had
hard
a
road.
decent team, but he didn't have a team that he had with Shaq. So right then and there, that's when I respected Kobe. Like, yeah, he's Black Mamba for real.
It's a dude from here that played with him, Elton Brown. You know Elton?
Sound familiar?
He played for the Lakers, and Elton was talking about it, and I was like, yo, how was it like playing for Kobe? He's like, man, everybody hated playing for this dude. He said Kobe would walk into the gym and start dribbling the basketball the other end of the court, and when he would start dribbling, coach would be like, yo, come on down, practice with your team. Like, I'm not practicing with them, they bums.
I've heard those stories. I've heard those stories.
But now if you look at it in hindsight and perspective, he probably really meant that. Like, I can make myself better working with myself
Yeah.
than trying to get them to work to the level to make me better.
Right.
Stuff like that make you a better player, though.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. But it turns off a lot of players too.
That's
Yeah.
true.
We're talking grown men, dog.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you ain't the head coach of a middle school.
That's like the story Lou Williams told. Lou was like, one night the Lakers went up to Portland playing the
Oh, yeah, I heard
Trailblazers, and they got the ass whooped. And then after the game, Kobe was like, all y'all that got my shoes on, give them back, because y'all ain't even good enough to wear my sneakers.
Yep.
He made everybody on the Lakers team that had Kobe's on take them off.
Take them off.
And took them from him. It said y'all not even good enough to
Man.
wear my sneakers.
Yo,
Y'all look, no words.
I'm a grown man, dog. Like said to the
I'm grown too.
Hey man, hey, just certain things I'm not doing. I'm just letting you know. I understand you upset, all right, and you might be right.
Right.
I might not be good enough to wedding, but I ain't taking them off. If you said for me to take them off, no, that's not what we're about to do. Like, you need to sit down.
Yeah. But no, man, put the ball in the Kobe combo. Like, the dude, his impact was so much greater than just basketball. And you're seeing that now with all the memorials. The way people are reacting in China, the way people are reacting over in France, and where he lived during his formative years. I'm sorry, Italy. I said France, Italy, where he lived during his formative years. I mean, the impact this dude had. Every single sport has acknowledged him. The Super Bowl last night, you're seeing soccer players over in Europe acknowledge him. You're seeing tennis stars acknowledge him across the whole spectrum. Even number 45 in the presidency right now, acknowledged him. But just the scope of what has been put out there in recognition of this guy and the impact that he's had. And again, we want to make it very clear, we're not forgetting about the other 7 passengers that were on that
absolutely
helicopter.
not.
It was, multiple families were affected by
Kobe's
this,
just who we know.
Kobe's who everybody knew.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, just his impact, man. But you said it. His wife is at home, man, and it's like 2 other daughters. The oldest daughter is getting ready to go to. She's gonna be a senior in high school, so she's about to leave the
There's
house.
3 daughters.
It's 3 daughters.
Yeah,
So
3
little
daughters.
baby.
Excuse me. Yeah, because he had a newborn. That's
He had a
right.
newborn last
Yeah,
year.
but then a 3-year-old and then the newborn.
Mm-hmm.
And
Man.
it's like what hurts me is that the newborn and the 3-year-old not even gonna remember him.
Yeah.
That's what kills me. I'm just like, as a dad, I'm like, they'll have pictures, they'll see, YouTube still gonna be there, and Google and all that stuff.
I'm
But
starting to get that lump in my throat.
I'm not trying to make nobody cry. But yeah, it's tough. It's tough, man. But we had to pay our respects.
No, all day,
course.
yeah.
And
All day. Rest in
Shan,
peace.
like that's your squad.
Yeah,
You
that
a
was my
Lakers fan.
homeboy in my head. I love Kobe.
Yes.
If y'all follow me on Instagram, y'all already
Oh, we know.
my IG stories is I'm gonna throw a picture of Kobe in there. So
Yeah.
it hurt.
Kobe
It
got to
did.
go on the wall, man. I need to put Kobe up here.
You got to
man.
put Kobe on the wall.
Yeah, I got MJ, Tyson. Of course, I got Rice.
Oh yeah, you got a lot of 49ers
Yeah,
on there.
of course.
They won Super Bowls.
Matter
though.
of fact, I'm about to
So-
take them shits down.
No, they won Super Bowls. They're good. These are Super Bowl winners. Just don't
like,
put.
no, they pissed me off.
Yeah,
last
don't put
night.
Jimmy G up there. Nobody.
Wood man.
He's
No.
still mad. Right. He's still.
And even as a Steelers fan, I like San Francisco because my dad's a San Francisco fan. But there was a little piece of me that did not want San Francisco to win that game because we don't want nobody else on the 6th floor.
Well, see, I want to
Because
get.
New England don't belong on the 6th floor. We built the 6th floor. Always remember that. We built the 6th
I
floor.
built that 6th floor a long time ago.
It don't matter.
It don't matter. Ain't nobody been up there. But
Ain't nobody
until
been
New
there.
England came up there, they ain't supposed to be up there. Hand Marshall gets the ball, and I need Atlanta to run the ball. We don't see New England.
Well, I
on the
respect
6th floor.
y'all for your 6 rings. The reason why I didn't want them to win is because they would have been the first team in the NFC to get 6. And I want the Cowboys to be the first one in the NFC to get 6.
I hope we can find a way to take away a Super Bowl from the Cowboys.
No,
Is
sir.
there any way?
No,
Can
sir.
you
No, sir.
reject the Super Bowl
No,
from
sir.
the Cowboys?
No, sir.
Can
We
we?
want y'all last twice in the Super Bowl.
Can we go back and look at some
We
footage
beat
of some
2 of our
films?
Super
I'm
Bowls.
sure we can find
2 of
something.
our wins are against the Steelers. 1 in the 70s and 1 in the 90s.
Oh, my God.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We matched.
I like
up.
2 teams. I like Pittsburgh and whoever play the Cowboys. Every week. I'm a fan of 2 teams.
Hey, no, it's cool. I had my humble pie this season because I started the pie. Remember
Y'all
our
had no
first episode of
choice.
Pie? I said we were going to the Super Bowl, but we
Y'all
didn't even make
had
the
no
playoffs.
choice.
So I had my humble pie. It's cool. But next
that,
year,
Sharon?
Yeah,
next
you
year,
remember
I'm
that?
putting it
All
down.
that shit.
Hey, and y'all gonna let me talk. Next year we going to the Super Bowl.
Oh,
You
here
heard
we
it
go
here
again.
first. I'm back, baby.
Here we go.
I had my couple weeks where I was down
He
in
started
the dumps.
season. He
But
started
now I've
season one
reevaluated
like
our
this.
team. I'm looking at our roster. We got a new head coach, a new coaching staff. Next year, my Cowboys, we back, baby.
Now
We
he started
back.
season 2 like this.
It's like a drug habit. Just when you think you
And then
kicked
what's
it,
gonna happen?
they call you back.
We're gonna be 10 episodes in, and we're gonna play this soundbite again.
Hey, replay it. Cowboys in the Super Bowl. It's Super Bowl 55. LV, Louis Vuitton. And it's in Tampa. Meet me in Tampa. My Cowboys will be there.
Yes, because if you're in the NFL, you get tickets to the Super Bowl. You can go. You can go see the game. Yeah, I know y'all gonna be there. You ain't gonna be playing, but y'all gonna be there. Yeah. All right.
Did
Good.
y'all peep the Grammys?
I checked a little bit out.
Yeah.
What you
No,
think?
not really.
You didn't check it out.
No, they were. It was a little lackluster this year.
Yeah.
It was a little
It was
lackluster.
cool. It was cool how they did the tribute to Kobe though.
That was
Oh,
cool.
yeah,
That was dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That happened that same day, and they put something together. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know, they did the same thing, wasn't it, Mike? When Mike died, somebody had died, and they had the Grammys.
Michael
really fast.
Jackson.
Michael Jackson had
Yeah.
died.
Yeah.
And it was the BET Awards.
Oh,
That's
Yeah,
right.
it's
Yeah,
Yeah, it's BET
Mike, it's
Awards,
BET
yeah.
Awards,
And they
yeah.
were able to put something together. I mean, it's amazing what producing, but that's what they do.
Yeah.
You know, production is what they do. But yeah, did you see, what's the girl that was at the Grammys?
Host or singer?
Singer. They've been
Yeah.
talking about it.
Not
Host?
Beyonce.
Lizzo?
Yes.
Lizzo?
Lizzo.
Oh man.
How did she do? I didn't see it.
I didn't see it.
I mean, she did okay.
She was Lizzo.
Is she
Yeah.
special or is she a gimmick? Is she,
I might get in trouble, but Lizzo gets my SMFH award. I'm shaking my fucking head at Lizzo.
why is that?
I'm tired of seeing her naked on Instagram. I'm
Mm.
tired of it. Like, I get her shtick. She has talent. The girl can sing. Like, she's a great singer. Her voice is amazing. And I get it that she's plus size. I understand that. We all can see that. But I don't need you constantly throwing that in my face. Like, it's crossing the line. Like, when she showed up to the Lakers game with her ass cheeks out, she
Yeah.
wore chaps to a Lakers game with no draw, like nothing was in the back.
There
Her
was
ass was
children
out.
there.
Yeah.
There's kids at the
It
game.
was
Like,
very
nobody.
tacky and tasteless.
Like, help me, Bam. I'm trying not to be disrespectful because, like I said, the girl is talented. She deserves her accolades. You know, she won a Grammy this year, so she's a Grammy-winning artist now. I give that to her. I just don't need this. Like, you don't have to keep throwing it in my face. Like, I want you to be proud of your body. I want you to be, flaunting, but like every single day.
Yeah,
I don't need.
there's a classier way to do that.
Right.
It is.
Right.
There's a classier way to do it.
And I know this is a very touchy subject. So
No, I think,
I'm not-
I think, in my opinion, man, the more external you try to prove yourself, the more internal it shows that you're torn and fucked up. You know, so
Talk about it.
yeah, the lengths that you go to get that level of attention, to get that level of acceptance, means that something inside you ain't accepted, man. And that's So I mean, I don't think it's just with Lizzo. I think that's what you see a lot in the game. Period. You know, but we're not looking at it as that. We look at it as entertainment. We look at it as until the shit become too much, like what we're seeing with this, like or Nicki Minaj. Why would we? I'm sick. She needs to go to therapy.
Well, no, but so wait, Shan and I was just talking about that. Nicki retired 3 months ago. She's back again.
Yeah, because if you haven't fixed the trauma that really had you out there doing what you was doing, when you get back in your own space, those demons come back and now you got to fight it. Now you can't self-reflect and do the things that you think that you need to do to get that attention. So I got to go back to it.
People, y'all better listen to Bam.
Amen. Put a collection plate in.
Preach.
Look, we're going to pass the collection plate while sipping on this liquor. I got water, but y'all got to,
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, we was just talking about, I'm probably about to go on, we was talking about like J-Lo and the show. And, I thought it was an incredible show.
Yeah,
great production.
Last night, Super Bowl.
Halftime was dope. So I don't want to, that's not where I'm coming from with this. I'm not judging the level of entertainment that was on display.
Okay.
But I think, don't talk to me anymore about Janet Jackson's titty.
Yeah.
Right.
That 2 seconds of a titty that popped out,
Yeah.
and y'all went crazy because kids was watching it. It's a family show, and y'all wanted to censor her. No, what we saw last night, but really the entire halftime was soft porn.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
There's not
They
a
broke out a stripper pole.
there's not a 9-year-old as an adult. There's not a 9-year-old that I would want to watch that and to be influenced by it.
Right.
But we put that in front of every 9-year-old in America that wanted that had a regular television show on.
Halftime of the Super Bowl is the most watched show of the year.
So you got
on
these
TV.
9-year-old little girls
Right.
that think that I have
Seeing
to
a
be
50-year-old
that
woman on the pole.
50 years old.
on the pole, player.
She look real good though.
Come on.
She does look good.
I'm not knocking the level of entertainment. Let me say that.
Right.
I'm just speaking to the psyche of it. Or you got this little boy who now, hey son, get you a young lady that's out there doing her work, getting her doctorate degree, got some dreams, make sure she know how to write a business plan, yada, 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 or know how to support you.
Right.
Or you go to the strip club.
But is she on the pole? I saw the pole.
Now, Dad, how much money I need to make so that I go get this girl off this pole?
Or a belly dancer.
That's where I'm shopping now. Yeah.
Right.
Now this bitch spinning around with a price tag. And the bitch ain't for sale, she for rent. That's the whole problem, Bob.
Right.
You can rent her until you run out of paper. When you run out of paper.
She for everybody.
She for the highest bidder. Depends on how much you got.
Right.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't want to hear about Janet Jackson titty no more. Janet Jackson, your titty is now okay as of last night.
All right, so Bam, I got a question for you. Another question for you. Shifting gears. So, in comedy right now, or past or present or whatever, who is your inspiration in the game right now that you're drawing inspiration from? And break that up 2 ways: currently and when you got into the game. Like, who inspired you to get into comedy?
I think who inspired me to get into comedy, I really, don't think it was a particular comedian. I think I was just so enamored with the art, like being able to go on stage, say something out your mouth, make people laugh, and then have to do it again. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a pretty sick art. It's not like music where I can just hold you to the end of the song, build up, boom, which I love music. It's just a different. So I was enamored by the art. And I just wanted to do it. So I don't think it was a particular comedian in the beginning, but of course Ricky Smiley was instrumental in the beginning, as I said earlier. Told me a lot of stuff. Some stuff I didn't want to listen to at the time. Now I'm like, thank God he told me. And some stuff I'd be like, I tell him to this day, nigga, you had no idea what you were talking about. I got this. But that's my dude. I think comedians I never met, but I think Bill Cosby is one of my greatest influences in this game. Okay. And we can always talk about what he did that's bad, but
we talking about stage Bill.
Man, you have no idea the stuff out of that. So I ain't never raped nobody, nothing like that. At the same time,
let's put that on the record.
Yeah, if you knew some things that I done, you'd be like, "Oh, Bam did what?"
Bam,
you know what I mean? And we all have that. So I'm not saying that I'm not on myself. Yeah. So I don't, I'm not saying anything as it respects to that part, but. Bill was the first black dude that owned himself on television. Mm-hmm. Bill was the first black dude that made sure that we as black people didn't look like buffoons on television. He made us the most professional that we could be. Mm-hmm. Even though it was entertaining, he didn't give us entertainment type job. We was lawyers and doctors in his world.
We saw him in Mrs. Huxtable.
Yeah, and nobody could tell him, well, you should call this, you should call this that. No, he named it after himself. It's the Cosby Show. Mm-hmm. So to be able to be black, have that much power in the late 80s, early 90s is insane. And not only that, the educational stuff he was putting out in the late 60s, 70s, that a lot of people don't even talk about, So he came in the game trying to really change the scope of how black people thought, you know, as he dealt with his own struggles and his own things. So Bill is my dude. And then comedy wise, man, I mean, Bill, when I was a kid, I laugh out loud at Eddie Murphy. Right. I would laugh out. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So as a kid, you can tell me nobody was funnier than Eddie Murphy. Okay. And I still say that. As a kid, nobody was funnier than Eddie Murphy. Not Rich, not Red Fox. They were good. Eddie was
special.
He was that dude. But Bill Cosby, I don't know if anybody was more magnetic than Bill Cosby, because Bill could sit in a chair and talk. And you just, like, I tell comics to this day that I mentor, if you want to learn how to engage a crowd, watch Bill Cosby and turn the sound off. And just watch him. His movement. He brings you into this world, and then you find yourself in it. Like, your mind really goes, oh, so you headed down, oh, Dad is great, give him some chocolate cake. You see him in the kitchen. You see the kids dancing and shit, you know? Yeah. You see his wife walking down the steps. You know, Bill, you see her facial expression. You see him look up. I mean, he takes you. So Bill is my dude as it pertains to really how to connect with an audience. That's why he was able to cross over so soon. He knew how to connect, man.
Expressive.
So Bill is my guy. But I still say, again, Eddie Murphy during that era was...
Yeah, that stretch Eddie had was legendary. Legendary.
Oh, my God. Delirious?
Raw, Delirious, all of that.
And then Coming to America, that's one of my But back in the 80s, he played how many characters? Him and Arsenio Hall.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, that's genius. In the 80s, and I heard the interview with Arsenio Hall, and he was like, I remember when Eddie was telling me, like, yo, I'm going to play such and such many characters. Arsenio Hall was like, how you going to do that? Like, you can't do that. And he said, sure enough, he did it. And once he seen it, that's when he was just like, yo, this guy here
another level.
is something special.
He's
like, who else would have thought of that in the 80s?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
What, 84,
nobody
85?
was doing that then.
Yeah.
And pulled it off.
It off.
Yeah.
I mean, because look at the makeup, all of that. Like,
well, that was the thing. Each character was unique.
Yes.
And you didn't even actually think it was Eddie Murphy.
Nope.
Like, I refused to believe as a kid that old white guy in the barbershop was Eddie Murphy. I was like, there's no way in hell that's Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, that was him.
No, and like I would see the credits, I'm like, that's not Eddie Murphy.
What is that? Helmet?
It's like, that's not Eddie Murphy. Like, and then, you know, the singer, what was his name?
Chocolate.
Yeah, such chocolate, y'all.
Yes.
Like, no, all these characters were unique.
It was, and then too, just the movie, like, you know, he was coming to America to, I guess, try to find his queen. He went to Queens, you know, and McDowell's instead of McDonald's, you know, all of that stuff. And, I mean, in the pageant, church, you know, have a bathing suit pageant.
Hey, no, that was Arsenio's best character. He was that pastor. Y'all listen up now. We got a bunch of ladies here on the stage.
Turn around, fucking around, quick, ladies.
The Lord is good.
He helped Daniel fight the battle of Jericho.
That's it.
Yeah. He helped get off the island. Lord. Yeah.
So wait, do y'all think this, so Coming to America 2 is being filmed as we speak?
I know, I heard.
Do y'all think it's going to be good? Like, or
I don't think
it's 30 years away. Like, it's 30 years removed.
I don't think it will be, but I'm going to accept it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Some stuff you just need to leave alone.
I do agree with that, but I'm still excited for it just to see the outcome. I mean, it's been years. So I want to see what, you know,
got all the players coming
Queen
back.
did. Yeah, I just want to see the life
all the
after.
players.
You know, his kids and all of that, and them living here.
He got all the actors coming back. Who's the Wesley Snipes is in this one?
Yeah, and he plays a villain.
Yeah, Wesley's in this one. So
really,
it's gonna be interesting. Yeah, he's got Wesley.
And then not only that, they've been shooting it down at Tyler Perry's studio.
Oh, down in Atlanta.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
Man, Tyler Perry's killing the game.
Oh my God, that dude, he's on another level, man. Like people always, you know, and it's unfortunate because within the black community, people always got jokes about him. But Tyler Perry is about his business.
On his money.
You can't joke on this man has his lot. How many acres did they say his lot was? It's like 100 and something acres.
Yeah, and it was built on the Army base.
Yeah,
with Confederates. So
insane.
Yeah,
he was like, I'm reclaiming this land
Yeah.
from the Confederates owned and had.
Yeah,
Like, I'm gonna
it's
reclaim
all
this
it is.
land. This is our land now. This is where I'm gonna put my movie studio.
Man, that's incredible, man. Yeah, that's pretty dope, man.
Black excellence.
Yeah, Tasha Smith, who does a lot of work with him.
Oh, yeah.
That was my that was my first acting coach.
I thought you were
when I
gonna say
lived
your
in
first
LA.
girlfriend.
No.
I was ready for it. I was like, let's dive into that one.
No. That was my first acting coach when I
Okay.
was in LA. Very interesting class. Very interesting class. Very.
So did anybody out of that class come out that made it?
Not that I recognize. But there were some working people in that class.
Okay.
You know, when you think about made it, you know, when I think about made it, I'm thinking about, you know, people that most people don't have to know that what they've done. They just know it. I don't have to tell you what I did. Like,
Right.
it's like in Richmond as a comedian, I feel like I made it. But in the United States, I haven't, because I still can't walk through Texas and people be like, that's that comedian dude.
Right.
So are there a lot of working cats? Yeah. But made it, I can't think of nobody. Man, I had to leave the class. It was too much for me. It was too much for me.
Good or bad?
Both. I had to really think, is acting, if acting class is what I want to do, because it's a different thinking process. You know, we did substitutions, which substitutions is you make the person that you're portraying, you actually become them. Which is why Heath Ledger killed himself after he played the Joker.
Yeah.
Substitutions. He had gotten into that character so deeply that after the movie was over, he couldn't get back out. So he was taking pills to try to get out of that character.
And I've heard that about a lot of actors and actresses.
That's why a lot of them go crazy later on.
Yep.
They've taken in so many different characters and internalized them.
Yep.
And if you don't purge yourself of it, you know, you're stuck there. And then now you take on another character. Now you take on another character. Now you don't even know who you are anymore. Like, literally.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's
It's
pretty
a
heavy.
process to do that, to release those characters. Like,
Oh yeah, you got to get away from everything after the fact. Like, once they say cut, the last time they say cut, you need to immediately go somewhere and be to yourself. And that might take sometimes 6-7 months.
damn, okay.
It depends on how deep you went.
It's
But a
not
lot of people don't
overnight.
do that.
Yeah.
You know, because now
But they'll try to keep working.
I go to Tibet. I'm there for a week. I'm now with peace. I'm good. And I go on back to LA. Now I'm back into the scene. I'm back into the move. And you ain't really out of that yet, you know. But I'll never forget, we was in class, man. My first day of class, I'll never forget this. We do this thing called the dump. And it's our class would start. So it's my first day. I don't know nobody in class but my roommate, Watt. And Watt was like, you know, Tasha's awesome. Watt was also the only white guy in the class. So imagine that. And so we get to class and Tasha's like, all right, everybody go on stage. We're doing the dump. So I said, okay. No, when I got in class, we showed up late. When we got there, people were already doing the dump. And so imagine walking into this class, all these people on stage that you don't know with their eyes closed yelling. And they're yelling because the dump, you'll go 1 month. So you cuss out everybody that you mad at over that month. You literally want to think about these people. Then she'll go 1 week, cuss out somebody that you just fucking mad at this week. Then she'll go today. And anybody that pissed you off today, you just cuss them up. I mean, you literally go and you dumping all these emotions. So I walk in class and I see all these people on stage yelling. And she's like, well, go ahead. And I go on stage like, all right, I'm going to get into it. So I close my eyes. I'm trying to like, come on, Bam. You're in class. You're in LA. This is what they do here. You just got to do what they do. Yell at somebody. Just start yelling, dog. It don't matter who you yell at right now. You'll get used to it. Give it some time. Just start yelling. You don't want to look crazy. You don't want them to think they listen to you. And the dude next to me, and I'm not making this up, I am not against, let me say, the statement I'm going to make is not because I'm anti, but if you were me and you just heard somebody yell this, you would have been in shock too. The dude next to me said, I ain't sucking no dick no more. And I opened my eyes. And from that moment,
Wake up!
and from that moment, I didn't really think about it. This is what I really want to do. You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
Because to be, not because he said that, but to be that free, to to where you're that open to share that level of pain with
Yeah.
people that you don't know. You know what I'm saying?
He
So
just put that out there.
but he don't, to this day, he does not know that I opened my eyes and looked at him because he was locked into the exercise.
Oh my God. Yeah. I'd had to say something. I'd have got up and
I mean, when he said it, I just kind of looked at him. And I looked and I said, well, he ain't talking to me. And again, I'm not anti-LGBTQ. My mother was gay, so I'm not going there with it. I'm just saying, if anybody's standing there with their eyes closed, if any black man from the South, even if that black man was gay, I bet you a gay black dude could have stood next to him and opened his eyes like, Lord, how did you get there? I need that level of confidence. So where I'm from, we don't open them doors to the public where I'm from.
Right.
And you just told, I'm just saying, so that's not something you just hear anybody say, man.
That had to be wild, Joe. Man.
And then that was one rehearsal.
Yeah.
Then like maybe about 2 months later, the last rehearsal I knew, I was like, I can't do this. We was doing this exercise. We do an exercise where you get into deep emotions. So it's called the casket exercise.
Okay.
So you close your eyes. They say, imagine somebody that you would hate today if they died. So you think of that person. And then they say,
all right, I got somebody.
yeah, then they say,
Are we doing this exercise? Why
no, we don't want to get into this. No. They say, imagine somebody that if you would hate them if they died. Then they say, okay, now put them in a casket and you're looking over their body at their funeral. Imagine what that feels like. What do you see? What do you miss about them? Remember they're not here anymore. Then you go through this and then they'll say, you know what? Pause that person, keep looking in the casket, take that person out. You still got your eyes closed. And then she'll go, now put somebody in the casket who you hate passed away from your past. So then that could be people's mother, that could be people's sisters, best friends.
This is
why
deep.
So then, you go into this, and now she's already taking you into a sense of fear of somebody that might die, and you see them in the casket. Then you're already at the bottom, and then she adds a real person. So now you are crying. Now read this line with that emotion.
Wow.
What was the line?
The line could be, it could be as simple as, I can't believe you did this to me. It could be part of whatever the script is.
Right.
But they need you to add that emotion to that particular line. So you literally substitute. Yeah, that's what substitution is. You substitute your reality to put yourself in a space and be there so that you can deliver this particular line. So I do this. That's not what got me. What got me was, so you turn around and now you turn around. So you and I are partners. And if you were heterosexual, you got partnered up with a female. If you were gay, then you can get partnered up with either the opposite sex or the same sex.
So if you were gay, you would have to tell them that you were gay?
Yeah. So it's LA, dude. Everybody, it's no shock out there.
It's different out there.
Trust me, I just told you about that. It's different out there. People are a little bit more open. People are more.
So what do you put that on the application or something? Or you raise your hand?
No, she'll go. If you're gay, raise your hand. Gay guys and gay women raise their hand. And you go, y'all can partner. She'll go, okay, it's not enough for y'all. So today y'all ain't gay, and people laugh, whatever. But
today you're not.
Yeah. So then I had to turn to this girl, and then she goes, now this person is here to save you from everything. They have your best interest at heart. And she goes to this whole thing. And so you're building up this bond with this girl. And then she goes, hug her. And then you hug her. Then she goes, tell her you love her. And then you and now you've been crying because you just visualized your mom in this casket, if that was the person. And now you turn into this real person and you're being consoled by them. And then after class is over with, she was like, all right, class is over. Y'all can get out of here. I'm just like, hold on.
Right, you're like, hold me.
Yeah, but you gonna call me or nothing? Like, you just gonna walk away. You just gonna leave. Just like that. I was like, so you had to, now I was like, man, this ain't, I'm still looking for that girl. That was my last time. I'm still looking for that lady, man.
You remember her name?
I do not remember her name.
Oh, man.
And I did catch her out front. And I was like, can we exchange phone numbers? She's like, well, I'm very, 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 very busy. And I was like,
Everybody in LA.
I was like, everybody's very busy. She said, well, you can email me. That's the best way I communicate. Which is not weird because in LA, a lot of people do only communicate through email. People don't even turn their phones on. So having a phone number is
pointless.
It is pointless.
Yeah.
And I saw her. She was in General Hospital doing a cameo. That's the last time I saw her.
Okay.
Well, she came up there.
Yup.
She came up.
So wait, did you send the email?
I never sent an email.
Oh,
I felt like an
man.
idiot, man, because I was like, man, I
You're
thought
supposed to pour your heart and soul out on that.
I thought this meant something. You mean nothing to her.
We can see it in your face, man. That hurt.
Practicing, man.
I feel for you, bro.
I wasn't ready yet. I was too advanced. I was in a class that was ahead of me, literally, because I got moved up pretty fast because I studied a lot. But I wasn't ready for that emotional stuff. Yeah, that comes from experience.
Well, speaking of LA, what's your, and I'm going to put you on the spot right here.
Mm-hmm.
What is the wildest thing you've ever seen? Partying, at the stand-up routine.
So I know you got
out in
one or two
public.
more questions. I'm going to make this one quick.
It doesn't have to be celebrity infused.
Okay, the wildest thing that happened to me was I was at the W one night, and this lady, this guy came over to me. He goes, "Hey man, my wife thinks you're cute."
Okay.
And
I see
I'm from Alabama. I'm from Richmond and Birmingham, Alabama.
You from the country?
Yes, men don't walk up to other men and tell, "Hey man, my wife." So when he said it, I looked at him, I was like, "Hey man, I ain't got nothing to do with that." I ain't got shit to do with that, man. And he was like, "Nah, man, it's all good. My wife just thinks you're cute. Can I buy you a drink?" And I was like, "Nah."
Wait, can he buy you a drink?
Yeah,
Not the wife.
Yeah.
I would have thought he had said, "Can my wife buy you a drink?"
I was like, "Nah, I'm good, bro." And he was like, "Come on, let me buy you." I was like, "Nah, I'm good." I said, "Thank you, though." So he goes back to the bar, and we're at the W, at this restaurant at the W, and my buddy who I was with, Matt, and it was Matt and somebody else was with us that night. But anyway, I go to the bar to pay my tab, and the bartender goes, "Don't worry, the owner already paid your tab." So I was like, "The owner paid my tab." Papa, the owner paid no tab. He looked over, he did like this with his drink, and it was a dude who said his wife thought I was cute. He owned the place that we was at.
W?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, damn.
And he comes over, he's like, "All right, man, just calm down." He said, "I know I probably scared you." He said, "My wife told you I shouldn't have did what I did." But, he's like, he introduced himself, I introduced myself. Then we got to talking, "What do you do for a living?" "I do comedy." "All right, cool." He was like, "Well, I'm going to come check you out sometime." He said, "When the next thing you got a show?" I told him I had a show at the Hollywood Improv. And I had a show the very next day. He said, "We're coming." My wife and I were coming. So I'm at the show the next day, and this Bentley pulls up. It was so dope that, Alfonso, the dude that played Carlton
Banks.
he was standing out front, and when the limo was pulling up, Carlton was like, "God damn."
Oh, damn.
Like, it was I'm not the limo, the Bentley. So they was outside discussing, I think that's the new, it was a Phantom. They were like, "I think that's the 2012. Now, that's the 2011. It's like back in 2012.
Yeah.
And they were like, "No, it's 2011. And no, like, that's 2012. That when you hear wealthy people in awe of something, you like, damn.
You know it's real.
Yeah.
They got something.
They somebody.
So they pull up. Now, I'm standing there. Keep in mind, I'm the no name in LA. So they pull up, they get out, and the guy goes, "Micah." So everybody looking around like, "Who the fuck is Micah?" So I was like, "Hey, how you doing?" I said, "What's up?" I said, "I got your tickets taken care of." Then they looking at me like, "Who is this dude?" So I'm walking off. You can just see people looking like, "Who the fuck is this dude?" Like,
trying to put two and two together.
so I do the show. They come to another show at J Spot for like 2 or 3 weeks. They were coming to shows. And then all of a sudden the husband goes, he said, "Micah, I was out of town one weekend." He said, "Call me when you're back in town." Call me when I was back in town. He said, "Micah, I'm heading out of town for the next couple of days. And my wife would like to go out a few of those days. I don't know if you have anything to do. I don't know if you're busy or not. I'm sure you're a busy guy. But if you're in town, you can take my wife out." And
How did the wife
Wait, hold up, man.
How did the wife look?
Right.
I'm getting to that. He goes, "And I will give you a couple of dollars to take her out, and I have a driver, so you don't have to worry about it."
Proposal? Okay,
He was about a 60, 70-year-old white guy.
Yeah.
This was like a 34, 35-year-old Latino woman.
Oh.
That was...
Plot twist.
Man, this girl looks so good, man. Let me tell you. When I look, I don't think I ever looked her in her eye, because I was scared we were going to do something to her. She was that bad, dog.
Oh, man.
And so I called. I was dating this girl here in Richmond, and I told her about it, and she was like, "No." And I thought she was gonna be cool about it, like, go, you know, how much money? And then I called my boy, and my boy was like, man, look, you're gonna be hitting it, and all of a sudden the closet gonna open up. And it's gonna be him. He said, that's how they do in LA. So I never called him back and told him I wasn't gonna do it. We just never talked again. Like, I never talked to him. I know it's such an anticlimactic story, but
I was looking forward
Yeah,
to
I
seeing it
know.
falling out the closet.
now, actually, if you go on, I think if it's on one of my YouTubes, you go on one of my YouTubes, I put on there, that was back when you only could put a YouTube post on Facebook.
Yeah.
And I posted on Facebook, should I go on this date? Like the night I was supposed to go on this date. And people were like, no, I don't go, you know, you'll get, yeah, I can't say everything.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? But yeah. So that was one of the craziest things that happened.
Oh man, I was
Many
in
things
that,
happened,
and
but that was one of the
wanted to-
craziest.
Yeah, I was ready for like the
Yeah.
dude falling out of the closet
Yeah,
or something.
right.
Like,
I'm sorry, man.
He in the
I'm
story.
sorry.
He in the story.
Trapped in the closet.
I didn't know.
Took you out to the river, one nothing but dirt. There's no water there. I'm
That's
sorry.
a southern saying right there. Yo.
I just made that up actually right there. That's what the kid I do not smoke weed.
You don't? I wish I could say I did.
Keep going.
Okay.
I do corporate show.
Well, hey, look, no. So on a serious note, though,
Uh-huh.
it's a serious note because you said you took us through the exercise, right?
Mhm.
Casket exercise, people dying, and vision, and all that.
Mhm.
We got coronavirus out here right now, and now they're saying everybody's gonna die again, and it's rapidly spreading everywhere. What are your thoughts on coronavirus?
Man, look, here's my thought on any daggone virus. I'm different, man. Let me tell you this. I'm different. I don't want y'all to think I'm crazy. But I am different. I'm different. I believe whatever you believe will become true.
Okay.
Okay.
So if your fear is of a tragedy happening in your life and you fear that, believe it's going to happen over and over again, then coronavirus has a chance of infiltrating your life. Nigga, I believe God got something for me to do until I'm 85, 90 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm convinced of it. So no, coronavirus ain't got shit to do with me. Ain't got nothing to do with me. But I also don't want my family believing that it can catch them either.
Right.
So we do need to get rid of it because some of my family members don't believe the way I believe. But yeah, I think we got to get rid of it. I don't know how we're going to quarantine. I mean, who going to say they got it if they don't really know they got it?
Right.
Right. And you
Right.
see how it started? So apparently these people that were in the Wuhan province, they were eating bat soup. So what I just said, literally bat soup.
So that is true.
So there was soup with a bat cooked in it.
But they've been eating it.
Yeah, I know, but they had contaminated bats. You know, bats pick up viruses and stuff like that all the
They
time
got
out in the
All types of
wild.
shit.
But there was a
Rabies and
yeah,
everything.
right.
That's got everything.
So
yeah.
it was a
Yeah.
contaminated bat is the source of like this whole virus now.
But now all of a sudden, no. That's my whole thing.
Out
All
of
of a
nowhere.
sudden,
I mean,
I
every
mean,
year is
back
something
then-
though. Every year is something
It
that's
is.
going around killing everybody.
It is, but I mean-
the world's getting ready to get wiped out every year. Like,
basically.
Swine flu.
right, Ebola,
Ebola.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. You know,
Yeah.
bird flu. Like we done had.
Yeah.
Now we got a bat virus.
Right.
Like,
And
yeah.
I don't know. I just the government's so shady nowadays that you just don't know what is what. But these people been eating bats all their damn lives.
Well,
Bats been having rabies and all them different diseases, and now
That's true.
all of a sudden it's
But this bad.
They cooked the wrong bat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's 2020, so
Yeah.
now we need a bat that got something.
Bat 12,363. That's the one that got you. We knew it was gonna happen.
Yeah.
We knew it was gonna happen. Just like Lamar Jackson getting hurt running football.
Oh,
We
yeah.
knew
See,
it was
you
gonna
say,
happen. But we talking about that earlier.
Yeah.
But no, I'm with you. It's like it is kind of random.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. It's and I think things that become news are the things that don't happen to most people. And that's why we call it news.
Right.
Well, what's crazy is things that don't happen to most people fear it. And it ain't never happened to you.
Right, right.
And that's why I got into that
That's a
belief
good
thing.
point. You don't
Yeah.
even hear about HIV no more. Because now it's so common that you don't even hear about it in the news anymore
don't.
while it's still out
It's
here.
not.
running
It's
rampant.
not. It's not really. It's news if one of my friends ends up having it, because amongst my friends, very few people I know ever had HIV.
Right.
Right.
So this is like a 1 or 2 people in my whole life that I knew.
I've never known anybody.
Yeah, I don't know anybody.
I had
else
an
that-
uncle die of what we believed to be HIV, and I had a cousin just die about 6-7 years ago, what we believe to be HIV. But now, do I know any friends? I don't know of any. Oh, There's a young lady that posted on Instagram, Dawn. She used to own a gym called Sweat here in Richmond.
Okay.
So she now has come out that she has HIV and is now living in a van and really doing this journey thing.
Oh wow.
And
Okay.
to me, find out that she has it, it's news to me because but
Yeah.
HIV ain't news no more.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, so many people have it. But coronavirus, that's news.
Yeah.
Nigga, I don't know nobody with a coronavirus.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know. Can we cuss on this podcast? I know it's a little late.
You're too late
Yeah,
now.
we're gonna say yes.
Okay, all right. Sorry about that. Man. Y'all gotta tell me the rules beforehand.
We did
My
make
bad.
that clear, but you're good.
Well, when I heard you say in the beginning, this is not shaking my fucking head. When you said that,
Well, yeah, I mean that's the acronym.
yeah, no. So when you said that answered
that
the
was your
question
trigger.
that was in
Okay.
my head. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was your trigger. But
Yeah.
yeah, again, sports, music, fashion, and happiness.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not worried about coronavirus. And to her point, I think we need to keep an eye on this because we really don't know where it's coming from.
Yeah, we don't.
Because when you say that bat, that one
Come on,
bat,
Shannon, like she said, come on.
right? After all the bats that you've eaten or
Yeah.
eaten, that one bat is now the one
That's
is
the
taking
one.
down everybody.
2020.
Yeah.
All right, well, look, man, what else y'all got, man?
I think
We
that's
done
it,
covered.
bro.
We done
Yeah.
covered off on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, look, Bam, we appreciate it, man.
Hey, man, thank y'all
Yeah,
for
hey,
probably what might
you
be the
already know.
longest podcast y'all
Hey,
had.
hey,
This
hey,
your
it was
podcast.
entertaining.
Thank you, Micah.
It was
Yeah,
very, very
yeah,
much
yeah,
so,
yeah.
man.
Very.
And again, I mean, Bam, we want to give you a moment, man. What do you want to plug, man? This your time. You got listeners, what you want to tell them?
Man, just follow me, just like everybody else. Follow me on Instagram at comedian Bam, comedian BAMM.
That's two M's.
Yep, comedian BAMM. As far as anything else concerned, you follow me there. You can find out what else going on. mbbwhite.com is my website. Keep that updated. And make sure every day you help somebody and you help yourself. That's it.
Hey, well, shoot, we'll go ahead and end on that note. Help somebody help yourself.
That's it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, SMFH podcast. Again, that's SMFH Sports, Music, Fashion, and Happiness. Episode 1, Season 2 in the books.
Yeah.